Alrighty guys, we are so close to running with the LS. So I've pretty much just got leads, plugs, and a few other little things to do. After finally getting all the motors assembled and everything. We did the oil priming yesterday with a little makeshift oil priming setup. We'll check that out quick. Alright guys, it's yesterday and we're about to prime this up, and hopefully this works because this is literally just something I saw on YouTube. Got a garden spray bottle hooked up through our AN fitting into one of the oil galleys at the back there. So I'm going to try and pump this up and squirt through. The one I saw, you got like 5 pound of oil pressure, enough to get up through all the push rods and everything, and like prime the whole motor and oil system just with one of these. Managed to pick that up cheap from Mitre 10, so thought it's worth a go. See if it works. Okay guys, so it didn't work just using the pump. So the pump didn't want to push the air through the oil, but I hooked my air gun up through what was the overpressure valve, and now we're up to, focus, 20 psi of oil pressure. And I just cracked one of the fittings on the oil cooler loop, so there's definitely oil down there. So you must be getting close to coming up through the push rods. But it is working. We've got 2 litres of oil in there so far. Not gonna lie, I'm slightly surprised it actually even worked. Alrighty guys, we are making progress. So we just chucked the fuses into the relays. This is all that new wiring that are replaced, and didn't even pop any fuses. Everything actually works, which is handy and weird. So now we're just going to try and crank it over without any plugs in it, try and build up some oil pressure. So hopefully once that builds up oil pressure, we just chuck the plugs in it and it just fires straight away. So Joel said it's going to happen, so it's going to happen. Surely that's what will happen. We'll just see what happens. So with that cranking over, just had no plugs in it, we managed to get to 30 psi. Pretty much gonna chuck the plugs in there now and the leads, and fingers crossed it starts up. Plugs and leads and everything in. I forgot this one here was a bit of a prick to get to, but we got there. So now, pretty much just gonna go for a start. Oh, I gotta put that fuse back in for the fuel pump. Alright, see, Joel's onto it. Oh. Okay, fuel pump's prime. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, there we go. Not like an idea of idling, is it?
Yeah. Did you hear that those lifters?
Not so much.
Exactly.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so figured out why it kept dying. We kept trying to crank it over, but turns out you need fuel for it to run, so we're just going to get some more gas and then try it again, start getting a couple of heat cycles on it. Alrighty guys, hopefully you can hear me enough. It's absolutely pissing it down outside, so it's quite loud on the roof. It wasn't actually out of gas. I think it might have just had an airlock in the injector lines, because I went to put that 20 litres in and it went like over full and pissed out of the filler hose. I just primed it a heap of times and bled the little air valve on the front here, and it seems to have come right, and you can actually hear the pump loading up now, so I think that's just me being an idiot. So I'm pretty much just going to go for another start on it now and see if we can get some temperature into it. Alrighty guys, so it's later on that night, and after it was idling for a while this morning, once I went to go just pick it up off idle a bit, it died, but then it seems to have just kept trying to crank over and won't fire. I've checked, it's got spark and it seems to have fuel pressure, but I'm wondering if it's not enough fuel pressure, because I can hear the injectors ticking, but it's just cranking over, but it doesn't smell like heaps of unburnt fuel at the exhaust. So I'm just wondering if the fuel pressure is too low. Well, that's the only thing I can sort of come to the conclusion of. I'm super stoked it ran either way, like it's running and firing, like there's nothing, doesn't seem to be anything majorly wrong with it. Must just be something small and electrical. So I'm gonna leave this video here, and I'm just gonna pretty much do a bit more hunting around and just try and diagnose what it is, because it started first pop straight away, and then it was only once later on, once I wanted to go lift it off idle, that it conked out. So it could be maybe a bad MAF sensor, like a crank angle sensor or something, I don't know, seems weird to me, but anyway guys, thanks for watching this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.